And okay, cool. Here we go. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with that right hand under, and it'll be kind of at that catch shape like we talked about before. Good. Left hand will be on that hilt. Everyone just go ahead and give me a push. Start feeling that swing of the saber a couple of times. Go ahead and do some spins on your own. Just get used to that saber. Good. Make sure with saber we are getting a pinch. Yeah, pinch grip. Pinch, pinch, pinch. Utilizing those 2 fingers and that thumb mostly as we do those spins. You want to try to avoid doing this on that saber and more of a pinch grip as you do these spins and move through. Cool. And then make sure we're all feeling the weight of the saber. So as we spin, we should be feeling and pull and pull and pull. Pull every single time we feel it. We shouldn't just be grabbing. Good, cool. Let's go ahead and do 8 together. Here we go. Let's feel some drop spins on that right side. Here we go. Pushing on 8. And we'll be in first position to start. 5 and 6 and 5, 6, 7. Press and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good, okay. So remember what we talked about on rifle and in our other advanced classes is that when we do these spins, we should be having that elbow in line with our body the entire time. If you want to check to the side really quick and just make sure that you're doing that and you're not forward or back, it's going to be really important to make sure that this elbow is in line as we start moving. So go ahead and check that on your own a couple of times. And also this is a chance for you to check your pitch too. So go ahead and face one way and then go ahead and check your pitch and see if it's doing anything crazy, because we're going to talk about that right now too. So as I'm spinning, we can all kind of see this. As I'm spinning, if I'm in this plane, this is like my right vertical plane, right? So if I am pressing that thumb too hard forward, that saber is going to be doing this. Do we see? So if I'm pressing too hard, I'm going to start getting this look. Do we all see that? But then vice versa, if I let up too much and I'm kind of pulling back, I'm going to start getting this effect where it's pitching backwards. So you want to make sure, again, that you have that nice pitch and you're pulling straight down every single time. Go ahead and check that one more time just to make sure, and then we'll go ahead and add some body to it. Good, Wendy. Good, Maura. Good, Hannah. Yeah, good, everyone. Good, cool. So let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and start with some tendus on that same side. So we're starting with the right hand and we go out with the right leg. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So those 8 counts that we just did, exact same thing. We're going to push. Every single grab is an out. Push and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go ahead and try that a couple times on your own. Remember what we talked about in the rifle one is you want to make sure, and you can keep spinning as I'm talking. Don't feel like you have to stop or anything. But as I'm doing these tendus, you want to make sure that I'm still staying lifted tall as I move through those legs. Yeah? Go ahead and try it a couple of times. Good, Hannah. Good, 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 good. Cool. And then to clean the look up for all of us, let's go ahead and have that hand behind the back. That's how I specifically do my spins with body, just to make sure that that hand's out of the way. It's not going to try to interfere at all. Cool. Here we go. Let's go ahead and try 8 more counts. And 5, and 6, and 5, 6, 7. Press and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stop right there. Beautiful. Now we do the exact same thing left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes? Let's go ahead and try that side now. Here we go. But we're going to be starting with the push. So doing the left feet. 5 and 6 and 5, 6. Tendu. Push and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stop. Good. Okay. So the correlation and the connection between the hand and the feet is definite. We have a very solid step, 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 step. And the same thing, we have a very definite down, 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 down. So you want to make sure as you're spinning, you're not just doing them separately and you're just doing this. We want to make sure that we're hitting every single count. In, out, in, down, down, out, in. Every single time, yeah? Let's go ahead and try it one last time. And we're going to try both sides this time, all 16. Here we go. So really focus on every single time your foot hits, your hand is also hitting. Here we go. 5 and 6 and 5, 6. Right foot. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Other foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stop. Good, awesome. And the last thing you want to make sure as we're switching across is obviously there's going to be a tiny, like a minuscule weight shift, but we want to make sure as we're moving to the other side, we don't see this. See how my feet never close? I still want to make sure I go to that first and then just shift weight to go to the other side. Yeah? Cool. Awesome. So that was the first 16. Now from here, everyone go ahead and just plie for me. So plie in that first position. Now go ahead and drop that head to the right. Just the head, and we're just kind of going from like the upper body. And now drop that head. And now to the left. And now straighten the legs and come back up. Good. So we plie on the first two. Down for 2 as we fall. Then we go down. Then we go here. Then as we come back up, we go up. Yeah, so try that a couple times smoothly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you spend 2 counts on each side. And it's melting. Make sure we don't do this. 1 and 3 and 5 and 7. It's very fluid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. After you have that down, you're just going to go ahead and do it with the Sabre now. So same exact thing. You're pushing, and we're going to go down. 1 and 3 and 5 and 7. Stop. So the thing that you already want to notice about this is that this is opposite of rifle. Yeah. And I do that on purpose for my students specifically because I know it's a different kind of challenge going the opposite way. You know what I mean? It's a bigger kind of challenge going the same way as your hand. So make sure you're feeling that as you're spinning. You're trying to keep this arm solid in that 90-degree angle as your body's moving around it. Does that make sense? Go ahead and try it a couple times. Good, Hannah. Good, Maura. Yeah, good. Good, Adam. Good. Yeah, cool. So really, really feel like there's a definite way that your arm kind of has to move to keep it in that plane. You can't just keep it here because then your arm will also follow your body. So your arm literally has to kind of be separate from your body. And that's where the challenge comes from, is trying to keep that arm just in that space. Does that make sense? Yeah, so keep trying it. Make sure we're focusing on that aspect of it. Good, and I'm sure for the people who have taken the rifle class, it probably feels harder going into that arm, like I mentioned. Yeah, and that's where that other challenge is coming from, is being able to go into that arm and then down and then the other way and up. Cool, let's go ahead and try it together. Here we go. Let's go ahead and try some. Really focusing on that down and down and down every single time. 5 and 6 and 5, 6, 7, press and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, stop. Beautiful. Awesome. Cool. Now from here, we're just going to add a chasse. We're going to go to the right, side chasse, and land. Beautiful. And then from here, we're just going to slide that left leg into first. Awesome. So let's try that one more time. Go ahead and try it with the spins if you want. So you go here, 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 here. Chasse and down, up. Down, up. Chasse. Yeah, good, Wendy, good. Yeah, so the thing we want to find, Sabre is a lot more uncomfortable than rifle because the hilt of the, or sorry, the weight of the hilt. So you have to make sure as you're moving across, your hand has to follow what the drop spin is doing. Similar to this one, how your body's moving but your hand stays, same exact thing. My body's dropping down, but my hand has to go higher in the plie to stay at that same level. And then when I come back up, it drops lower. And that's on my person, not in actual space. Does that kind of make sense? So I'm physically raising it higher when I spin on the peak of the chasse and then lower on the other thing. Yeah? We're gonna try it a couple times. Good, Hannah. Yeah, okay, yeah. As you come down, make sure you lower your hand with it. Yeah, that was close. There you go. Yeah, it feels extremely uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable feeling. Good. Yeah. So go ahead and try a couple more times. I'll keep watching. There you go, Mara. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Adam, you're going a little bit too high up. As you're going from that spin, you're kind of thinking like a blade toss and your elbow's coming up a little bit. So make sure you keep it that drop spin technique and keep that elbow connected even as you move across. Yeah, do you see it kind of going a little bit higher? Yeah, go ahead and try it again. Try it again, same thing. Yeah, okay, that was closer. And now make sure like your first step, try to feel this, down. Like try to feel this, go ahead, down. Yes, so when it lands, you have to make sure that you don't speed your hand up now. So you're starting really well and you're going here, but then you're going faster with the hand. So you want to make sure you keep that same tempo. Down, 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 up, down, up. Up, down, up. Yeah, closer. Yeah, that was it. Good. So for all of us too, really, really for now, especially, like I don't actually have my kids like come all the way off the ground. It is a chasse, but I still keep the feet slightly connected. Do we see that? Because the tempo of my spins is a little bit slower, it's going to be really hard for me to do a chasse like this and still be able to control my saber. So we go a little bit slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, up, down, up. Do we see that? The level changes are still very apparent, but I'm not coming all the way up off the ground. Go ahead and try that version. Now that we've probably been doing the other version, this is probably going to be a lot easier, which is awesome. There it is. Beautiful, Adam. Good, Wendy. Yeah, good, Isabella. Yeah, awesome. Let's go ahead and try it all together. So now I just did the 4 spins as a prep for us. We don't actually do those 4 spins. We go directly into it from the drop. 1 and 3 and 5 and 7 and 9, 10, 11, 12. Here we go. Let's do 12 counts. So we're adding on this. Here we go. And 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, press, drop, and 3 and 5 and chasse. Here, step 9, up 10, 11, up 12. Okay, now the last little bit of this that's going to make it a little bit hard is everyone go ahead and give me 4 spins into the hilt. Yep. Good, so just grab them with that right hand. Yeah, so remember, so my personal way of stopping saber is in the hilt, just because we get a hard connection and a soft connection, shows off a little bit more control of that saber going into the hilt. Remember that like my golden rule about going into the hilt is only mess with the height. Don't try to speed it up like this and make it too fast, just get it a little bit higher. My tempo stays consistent. Down, 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 float, grab. It just went higher. The speed was the exact same as all the spins. Yes, that was perfect, Wendy. Yeah, good. Good, yeah. So do we all see that? Do we all literally see that? Like when you just mess with only the height, it works out like kind of perfectly. You know what I mean? So now that's the hard part is you're gonna have to come out of that chasse directly into the hilt. So you're gonna be doing all this stuff and you go chasse and down hilt. So go ahead and try that version now. And now that you have, and now remember we're messing with the height, right? The height is what makes my hilt like perfect. So same thing now, if I'm adding a chasse, I'm really messing with that height. So it's gonna take a lot more thought because you're coming from this plie up to that hilt. Yeah? Good, Julia. Yeah, that's perfect, Julia. Good, Hanley. Good, Wendy. Yep. More, just one more spin, but yeah, that's it. Good. Good, Isabella. Yeah. So I'm sure we're all finding too, we probably get it like 1 or 2 times, and then it's probably a little inconsistent, right? And then we get it a couple of times in a row again, that's probably inconsistent. You want to make sure as we're doing things and we're like feeling when it's right, we don't start changing that immediately. I think when we like get something and we're like, oh, we grab in the hilt, and now we're like, oh, I got to make it perfect right away. So you start doing little micro things and like, oh, let me toss a little bit lower, let me toss a little bit higher, and that's what start messing you up. So just focus right now when we're doing things on the feeling of what we're doing. Down, up, down, up. Did I catch it in the hilt? Yes. Awesome. Good. Try it again. That's it. Don't change anything. Just try it again. Does that make sense? Put those reps into your body so that it gets consistent. Then you can mess with the details. Does that make sense? Yeah. Let's go ahead and try it again. Let's go from here. So we're going to start with that chasse going into the hilt. Here we go. And 5 and 6 and 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, 10, 11, up 12. Good. So now from 12, immediately we go 13, 14, 15, and then we push on 16. And then we're going to now start on the other side. So again, I'm here on 12. I'll come closer so you can see what my hilt's doing. I go 12, 13, and then I grab the hilt under on 14 like this. Yep, there you go. Yeah, grabbing this part of the hilt. Yep, and then I flip it up. Exactly, and now I'm ready to push on 16. Yeah, good. So go ahead and try that a couple of times, doing it with the switch now. Going down, up, prep, hit, switch. Yeah, good, Julia. You're really consistent at those hilts. Good for you. Yeah, good, Adam. And I'll hit straight down. Here, switch, switch. Yeah, so remember, minimal actions, but really close together are super hard to do. You know what I mean? If I just had you go like hit, just a bunch of different places, it's really hard to remember, right? I'm sure we can all attest being in color guard. So same thing here, when we're doing quick actions, you have to do squeeze. You have to squeeze and do it harshly, but also be light. So I'm gonna squeeze my saber, squeeze, 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 squeeze. But my actions are really quick. I don't do too much heaviness as I'm spinning, yeah? Go ahead and try it. Perfect, Hannah, that's good. Squeeze. Good, Isabel, yeah. Good, and I want, my challenge to you guys now too, is don't look surprised anymore when you catch in the hilt. Don't be surprised with yourself. All of you guys have caught in the hilt now multiple times, but I see a lot of us doing this. And then we go into the next thing, yeah? So make sure, grab the hilt and go right away. Don't be surprised anymore because you've done it a million times now. Up and hit and down and grab. Yes, beautiful. Yes, there it is. Good, yes. Yes, so that is gonna be a big thing for all of the next things that we do, because we're gonna be doing a lot of things on the saber where you're gonna be grabbing in funky places that have to be like very accurate or precise. But again, when you hit those moments, remember right what comes next. Yeah, don't just think like, oh, I caught it, let's go. Think what comes next. Here we go. Let's go ahead and try that ending. So we're gonna go chasse, down, up, hit, set, switch. Here we go. 5 and 6 and 5, 6, 7, 8, push 9, 10, 11, 12, and 3rd, 4th, 5th. Good, let's try it again. Let's go ahead and try it. It's a little bit weird pushing and starting the chasse. So let's go ahead and do those 4 counts prep. Yeah, I'm sure we all feel that too. Let's do 4 counts of prep and then we'll do the chasse. So we're gonna going 5, 6, 7, 8, down 9. Here we go. 1 and 2, and 1, 2, 3, push 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, up 10, 11, grab 12, and 3rd, 4th, 5th. Good, I'm sure that made a lot more sense for all of us. Awesome. So go ahead and combine that entire side. Try it one time on your own. If you need a quick water, you can. And then we'll go ahead and try it all together, yeah? Good, Adam. Yeah, a lot better. So now my challenge to you also, as we're going through this, remember you can just listen. You don't have to stop spinning or anything. You can spin if you want to, but as we go through this, you want to make sure that we're not making it look like completely separate sections. That's like the last kind of challenge of when we do like technique exercises that involve multiple things, is you don't want it to feel like, oh, I'm on the tendu section. Oh, and now my drop spins look different just because I'm on this section. Oh, and now they look different again because I'm on this section. You want to make sure it's consistent the entire time. And it's kind of like if I just CGI'd out, your lower body, your upper body would just be like this for 2/16. Yeah, that's what you want to kind of imagine. Cool, about 30 more seconds and we'll try it all together. Now, if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask. Good, yeah, make sure we're doing that proper tendu technique. Good, yes. Good, good, straight legs. Cool, 15 more seconds. Cool, let's go ahead and try it. Here we go. So to recap, right tendu 8, left tendu 8, drop to the right, chasse to the right, into the hilt, and switch. Yes? Awesome, here we go. Starting here, and 5, and 6, and 5, 6, tendu right, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, on the left, 1, and 3, and 5, and drop to the right, 1, and 3, and 5, and chasse here, 9, 11 up, 12, 4, stop right there. Beautiful. My challenge to you, you have 2 minutes, try to reverse it. Remember that thing, all the details that we talked about on the right side, you wanna now try to pull to the left. I'm gonna wait 1 minute and then I'm gonna start talking about it. But you wanna make sure you wanna try to get as many details as possible before I get to it.
Are we switching the body too? So if we're falling to the left this time?
Yes, so yeah, exactly. Okay. Every single thing will switch, yeah.
Okay.
And remember, things are gonna feel funky. 1, because we're doing body with drop spins, and 2, because now it's on the left. So it's just the worst. So but go ahead and try it a couple of times. It's the worst, but it's necessary to get comfortable with your equipment. Good, Julia, there it is. Yeah, a little bit too fast on that. Make sure you push height, not speed. About 10 more seconds before I start talking about it. Cool, okay, here we go. So I'm just gonna talk through it, you can keep going, but I'm gonna start on that left side. I'm gonna now be doing left foot tendu, left, and left, and left, and left, then right foot, right, and right, and right. Now I drop to the left here, left, and down, and right, and chasse to the left, chasse, and down. Tilt, press, hit, switch. Okay, so left side, you wanna make sure it's, left side's hard because it probably feels uncomfortable because we don't, a lot of us probably, if we're not left-handed, don't use our left hands a lot. So you wanna make sure that you're pulling familiar actions to help you do things. Instead of just being on the left side and just doing the kind of left side wildly, what's the kind of thing that locks in the right side? That pull down, down and down and down and down. That keeps you and your mind consistent as you do drop spins. Does that make sense? So you have to have that exact same pattern now on the other side. If you're doing it on the left side and you're just thinking, oh, spin, that's incorrect. Remember what helps the right side. Down and down and down and down, and that consistent tempo, that consistent pattern is what will help you fall into drop spins a lot easier on that left side. So go ahead and try it on the left a couple of times and feel that. Down and down and down, 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 every single time. Cool, yes, cool. So now let's go ahead and try it all together. Let's try all that body and everything. Here we go, left side. And 5, and 6, and 5, 6, 7, press and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, other side, 1, and 3, and 5, 6, drop to the right, 1, and 3, and 5, and 7, 8, and 1, and 3, up, 4, 5, 6, stop right there. Good, yeah, sorry my counts are off. I counted 8s instead of 16s, but yeah, a lot of us got through it, and a lot of the things that are happening are from level changes. And a lot of us don't realize that on this side right now, because we're focusing on the hands instead of the tendu, that first tendu that we did is kind of what made a couple of us hit the ground at the beginning is that we went here and dropped into the hip. Do we all see that? So then the level changed, so then you hit your drop spin too low and it fell out of the hand. Do we all see that? So make sure that's a really good way to kind of check and see up tall, pressing into that supporting leg so you can stay up tall and there's no level changes. Yeah? Beautiful. Let's all go ahead and get some water and then we'll move on. Cool. And everyone can still hear me okay and everything, right? Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to start again with that right hand under. So this one's a little bit of a cradle one, and it works on manipulating the hilt direction, because you'll find a lot of times in like Sabre choreography, we have a lot of stuff that like moves through the wrist and involves like a lot of like pinching and twisting and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and start with that right hand under, left hand over at the hilt like we're starting drop spins, because we are. And we're going to go ahead and do 4 spins. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. On 4 and, you're going to go ahead and put it in the middle of that tape and your hilt. So if you don't have a tape right here, it's fine, just a couple inches from that hilt. And now from here, it's going to keep going into a cradle, just into the wrist though. Yep, and then you're going to grab under, and then you keep pulling down into another drop spin. So go ahead and just do 1 spin. Good. Okay, super weird, uncomfortable, I know. Let's try it again. We go here, we push, 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. On that 4th one, I do challenge you for a little bit more precision to be a little bit higher up. That's a very small detail, and it's just like after you get comfortable with it, try to hit that. That way when you go here, you can be a little bit higher. Good, and now from here, it's gonna be easier. Drop this back down to the right hip. Don't keep it up here. This is what will be uncomfortable. You have to go rotate down to this hip. Yeah, do we see how much more comfortable that is when we're moving the hand downward? And now from here, you kind of use this hand to pull down a little bit as well, and it goes down and grab. Good, so try that in succession, going 1, 2, 3, 4, and down and grab. See how quickly it moved through my hands? Yeah, so that 4 and grab moves so fast. I'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and down and grab. Yeah. Yeah, so for those of us that have done double time before, it's gonna feel familiar at the beginning, but you wanna make sure the thing that's happening is I'm going here. Everyone go back to this moment again. So I'm going here and I'm getting that pinch grip like we've talked about before. And then from there, it's sinking into my hand. And now my thumb is pressed. But still, I'm only using these 2 fingers and my thumb as I move to that cradle into my hip. Does everyone see that? Yeah, everyone go back to this again. So this is center body. And now from here, it has to also move through the toaster to hit that. Ooh, I said move through the toaster and I didn't. It has to move through the toaster to go under, yeah? So you wanna feel that wrist kind of flex as you push. That way you don't get kind of this craziness happening where you're trying to go in and it's like all twisted and then you can't do the spin again. It has to stay in that toaster. Hit, 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 cross, hit, down, and grab. Go ahead and try it. Cool, okay, let's go ahead and try it all together. Let's try a little bit slowly first. Yeah, good, Hannah. Here we go. And 5, and 6, and 5, 6, 7, press and 1, 2, 3, 4, and down and grab. Good, now from here you do 4 more spins. 2, 3, 4. Now same exact thing, you're gonna grab. Try to grab really close to that tape. I try to aim for my pinky on the tape. And now from here I go right, cradle again and right back into my normal spins now. Good, so every 4 counts is a switch. I go 5, 6, 7, press and 1, 2, 3, 4, switch down, 2, 3, 4, switch down, 2, 3, 4, switch down. And it's 16 counts of that. Switch down, 2, 3, stop. So we're gonna try a couple times on your own, doing both of those switches quickly. And you have to make sure you're rotating and pushing that wrist fast to move through that space. Good, yeah. Yeah, good, good, good. And then as you get better at this too, this is like, I love to do things like when I'm doing technique, I just love to do things in 4s, 2s, and 1s, just because it gives everyone a chance, no matter what step you're on, to kind of advance. If the 4s are easy for you, the 2s might trip you up. And then same thing, if the 2s are easy, then the 1s might be really hard. So same thing, after you get really comfortable with this, we're not gonna do this today, we're gonna do this on Friday, but after you get comfortable with this, put it from the 4s to the 2s. 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, and just practicing that cradle, yeah? And then same thing, 1, and 1, and 1, and switching that saber around, 1, and 1 will really help get used to that. Good. Let's go ahead and try it in 4s. We seem pretty comfortable with it. The thing I do want to say is you want to make sure after you go to center body, the hip placement is, I think, my biggest tip. Truly, the hip placement going down, because it's just so hard to cradle like this. It is. Everyone go up here. Everyone go up here. And now literally leave your hand here and try to cradle. Do you feel like uncomfortable it is and our hand has to press down? So don't fight that. Don't try to grab up here. Press it down to the hip. So now everyone go here. And now we're all going to go up and hit. Ready? I'm going to give you W, X, Y, Z. W and X. W, X, Y, Z, and up, hit. Good. And we're grabbing like this. Yeah, try it again. Everyone go here one more time. Yes, Julia, that's it. Yeah, so go here and cradle down and grab under on the blade, and that's what pulls to that spin. Yes. And then you grab again. Yes, exactly, yeah. Yeah, good. Cool. Yeah, good. Yeah, close, Adam. Yeah, don't throw it to your hand. Yeah, so make sure we don't do this and throw. That's what's tripping you up, Adam, is it's going too fast. You're doing that, and then it passes your hand. So make sure you're passing off. Pass off, down. There you go. Yes, exactly, yeah. Yep. And then for you also, don't keep curling your hand. Yeah, make sure you stop it at this angle. So like here. Yep, and now from here, make sure you go to this angle. And then that's where the spin will come from. Yeah, so what you're doing is you're going here, and then you're trying to start the spin from up here. Yeah. Got 10 more seconds, and we'll go ahead and get started. There you go, Adam. Yes, that's gonna make it so much smoother going into your hand. Yes, there it is, good. Cool, let's go ahead and try it. Here we go, 16 counts. We'll go a little bit slower one time, and then we'll move it to the faster. And 5, and 6, and 5, 6, 7, press and 1, 2, 3, 4, and down, 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 2, 3, stop right here. So I'm ending on that 16th one, and I'm doing 1, 2, 3, and then I do my normal switch on 4, 4, 5, 6, switch 7, and then I push on that 8. So it's 16 counts of the like actual exercise, and then an 8 count transition. Does that all make sense to everyone? Beautiful, cool. So now, like normal, if you need to get water, go ahead and get water quickly, and then you have about a minute to try to reverse it. So now we're starting on that left side, and now you're reversing it, passing off to that right side. Yeah, make sure you get water if it's super hot where you are. Oh my God, I keep throwing my saber around my home today. I also put on lotion very stupidly before I started, so that's probably part of it, but you know, no excuses for dropping. Do it again, Julia. Thumb up. Thumb up when you grab. Da, da. Thumb up. Thumb up. Yep, and then cradle. Yeah, and then you can go into that next spin. Yeah, same thing. There you go. Good, yeah, okay. So remember, we're starting on that left side now. The same thing, we start with that push. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we go 4 and Remember, now this is center body. And now instead of going to the left hip, I'm going to the right hip. Or sorry, instead of going to the right hip, I'm going to the left hip. I forgot I mirrored. And now same thing, I pull down with that hand to go into my next spin. Same thing, make sure we're trying to get pinky to tape as I move through and down. Yeah, good. Cool, cool, cool. Yes, and then also remember too, I saw it a couple times on the other side, but it wasn't consistent, but I am seeing it on this side. I'm seeing us go here, and then a couple of us are going out like that. That's gonna take so much time during the exercise. So make sure it's just the rotation, just the rotation. Da, 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 da. It almost feels like double time. It almost feels like double time, but it's not. And I'm sure all of us that have done double time before feel that too. Yeah, it's almost double time, but it's not. You want to make sure you're getting that center body. 1, 2, 3, 4, center down. 2, 3, 4, center down. 2, 3, 4, center down. Good, Hannah. Yeah, awesome. Let's go ahead and try it all together on the left side. Also, Wendy, it's 340, by the way. Here we go. And left side, 5 and 6 and 5, 6, 7, press in 1, 2, 3, 4, and down. 2, 3, 4, and down. 2, stop right here. Good. Let's go ahead and try it one more time. And now everyone that's doing this, obviously really focus on doing center body, and then to the hip, not across and then down. It's going to take so much time right there, yeah? Here we go again. And 5 and 6 and 5, 6, 7, press and down. 2, 3, 4, 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 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit, grab, switch, down. That kind of makes sense? Yeah, I know I pushed through that focus to try to get to the end, but you want to make sure as we're going to that hilt, same exact thing, height. Yeah. Notice too that a lot of the exercises I do stack onto each other. A lot of the things that we do in the beginning of the lesson or class or whatever stack onto all the things that we do throughout the class. And here's a good example is our drop spins. We have to make sure we're pushing height. So it's not just when we're doing spins, it's when we're doing all kinds of spins anywhere in choreography or anything. So same thing here in this exercise, just because it's a different one doesn't mean I now toss my saber faster. I still do that height. Down, oh sorry, other side. Down, up, down, up, down. 2, 3, height right here. Yeah, push it higher. Gonna try a couple more times. Good, yes. So remember, the biggest benefit is gonna come from being able to twist that hilt. Yes, and you're gonna now see it all throughout choreography. When you need those moments, you're gonna be able to do it so much easier now because it's truly coming. Like it's just little things like this where depending on your hilt direction is gonna decide how your saber comes out of releases. Does that make sense? So it's really important to know how to twist that direction properly. Cool, let's go ahead and all get some water. We're gonna learn our last exercise before we go on to tosses and then we'll be good. Cool, let's go ahead and learn our last one now. So this is one that's really similar to, no, it's not similar. It's exactly the same as the rifle one. It's called swing steady. But it's so much harder because we have the hilt and because we have to catch on the hilt and stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and start here with that right hand under, left hand over. We're gonna start with the drop spin into normal position, good. From here, you're just gonna think about the elbow lifting the shoulder. And that's gonna allow that saber to rotate and then you're gonna make sure it goes to vertical. Good, so go ahead and push on 8, 8 and 1 up 2. 1 up 2, good. So make sure we're squeezing and stopping this here. Try not to let this go like this. And rebound, down and squeeze. Okay, beautiful. Now we're here at this moment. We're all just gonna feel down, up, grab onto that blade. Grab, yes. So go ahead and try that a couple of times just to get the rotation properly. Oop, this way. Make sure you're going here, and it's a very, very small release. I'm just doing this. Grab. I'll scoot back again so you can see it. I'm just doing this. Down, up, grab. Hilt is going down. Go ahead, try it again. So remember, we hit a point. So we go 1 up. Everyone go here. It falls back down, falls down this way. Yeah, so you're just pushing the elbow down, and then from there, that's when it comes out. Yes, that was it, Adam. Good. Yeah, go ahead and try it a couple of times, going down and up, flick and grab. Yeah, and then don't do too much. Yeah, don't get excited. It's really floaty. So after you get it, don't push speed at all. I'd honestly want this a lot higher. 1 up, 2, float and grab. See how much slower it's going? Grab, good. Now when you're comfortable with that grab, now you're gonna try to grab on the hilt. Literally like this. This is very hard, yes, but this is practicing those catches. This is the same literal way that we catch our catches in that hilt, right? So same thing here, we're going 1 up, 2, 3, grab, 4. And I'm on the side of that saber. Very uncomfortable. And then for this one, I do try to press my thumb on top of the hilt instead of up the side like normal. So I'm like that. Yeah, so let's go ahead and all try that together. Here we go, 4 counts. So I'm going 5 and 6 and 5, 6, 7, press and 1, up, 2, 3, hilt, 4. Good. Now from here, I'm gonna go ahead and let it swing. I'm gonna go ahead and soften up my grip, and it's gonna slide down to the bottom of the saber. Good. Go ahead and go back to here. So I'm gonna let it go to flat. Flat. And now from here, I'm gonna go down, up, grab. And I'm on the dumb part of the saber, just like when we were on the dumb part of the rifle. Good. Now this is the awkward side, right? This is the sharp side of the blade to grab, so make sure that thumb is pressed and pinched. And now from here, we keep rotating it. So go this way with the saber. So it's gonna rotate into standard. Now we're on the good part of the blade again. Thank God, good. And now from here, now we're gonna go ahead and go to flat. Flat, yes. But that last one is a full single. So that last one's here. Good, okay, so that was super confusing. So let's go back through it. We're here, right? Good, we let it swing to flat. We brought it back up and we grabbed at waist level. Yep, now from here, go ahead and grab flat with the saber like this. Yep, and now let it swing. Swing up and grab. Good, remember it's always easier to toss from flat than it is from vertical. And I'll go from flat again. Good, now same thing, flat up grab. Yeah, and it does that full single, good. So now you wanna try that in succession. I'm going here, I'm going light, medium, heavy, grab. That's the energy, light, medium, heavy. So a lot of us are already probably doing this. We're probably doing this. We're going here and we're grabbing like that. Too much. So that's the biggest thing. Remember swing study when we're pulling it from rifle. Swing study is purely about talking about different swings in color guard. Yeah. So when we release things with one hand, when we toss, when we do drop spins, there's a weight that's happening. Everyone go ahead and go here for me. Oh, sorry, other side. We're doing right side. So feel that push and grab. We all feel that moment, I'm sure, when the saber's heavy. You know what I mean? It's that moment when it's like swinging on the bottom. That's the whole point of this exercise, is to kind of maximize that feeling, that swing in all kinds of different situations. So the first one we're doing, everyone go back to the beginning, is we're doing our standard drop spin kind of swing, probably the first one we've ever learned in color guard when we started flag or rifle or saber. You're gonna feel that push around from 2 hands going to 1, 2 to 1. Good. So you're allowing your saber, getting very scientific, to rotate on this axis from this push, right? This is supposed to be in a singular point, and you're not supposed to be moving this hand any which way. It's supposed to stay here and down. Now from this moment, after you're precise with here at this point, now you can go upwards. Good, now we're here. So now this kind is the J toss kind of feel. Yeah, if we were doing a flag toss, it would be down, up, down, up, down, up. It's that J toss feeling, which I'm sure we're all familiar with too. So same exact thing, we go here. And now the thing that makes J tosses happen, as I'm sure we know on flag, is we don't do them like this. Or sorry, we don't do them like this with the wrist. We do them with the elbow, right? We get that elbow going down, up, grab. So same exact thing. That's why that one is supposed to be so light, is because you treat it like a J toss. I'm not doing this and rotating quickly. I'm going here, and it's so slow. Do we all see that? Yeah. Now from this grab, now you let it fall. So now this is the hardest one for color guard members to get. This is truly the hardest one in the whole thing. And I know that seems so weird, but because color guard people are taught to toss and push so much energy into all the things that they're doing consistently, we're kind of used to having to whip and pull and put more energy into our stuff. Does that kind of make sense to everyone? So you want to make sure as we go here, you don't do anything. I know that's so hard for a color guard person to do, but truly, go here and then let it go. Yeah, go ahead and try it a couple of times. Don't add any energy, just let it go. Because I don't even want you to grab it vertically. Remember what we talk about, we're moving through space. This is just a checkpoint. I'm wanting you to catch flat, right? So that the motion can continue. Down, up, grab. But if I catch vertically, it can't continue. Do y'all see that? I have to like move my arm all crazy. Yeah, so really, really make sure we're feeling that. Nothing, medium, heavy, grab. Good, make sure you're trying a couple of times. Good, Adam, there it is, yeah. And then make sure send it across to waist level. This is your goal of where to get it for everyone. You're trying to get that next grab at right hip, right? Because that's where we do our spins from and all our technique from. And then from there, we do the same thing, right hip again. And then that's where that goes into single. Yeah, so make sure we're all doing that same pattern. Good, Julia, yeah, into single, good. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it a couple times. So like I said, this one's a hard one, and this one's hard too. We're not even gonna do it on the left today, we're gonna do that on Friday, yeah? So we wanna make sure that as we do this, you're pushing that understanding of how to grab that hilt and that swing. Here we go. And 5, and 6, and 5, 6, 7, press and 1, up 2, 3, grab 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. Okay, let's go ahead and try it again. So I'm going here. Let's just walk through counts one time. Push and 1, up 2, 3, grab 4. I let it swing 5, up 6 to flat, 6, and then this is out on 7 and 9. I'm grabbing, and I'm also pulling 9, 11, 11, and grab. This is 12. Yeah. So if you watch this, I'm going 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. Yeah, go ahead and try a couple of times. Good, cool. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's try it with these counts now before we get some water, and then we'll move on to our tosses. Here we go. And 5, and 6, and 5, 6, 7, press and 1, up 2, 3, grab 4, and 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. Okay, so go ahead and get some water and just listen, obviously, as you get that. Like I told you, it's a harder exercise, right? This is the first one that's very abstract on where to grab on the saber and stuff like that. So you want to make sure this is kind of what you want to focus on. Yeah, these are awkward parts of the saber. That's why I call them stupid the whole lesson, you know, or the whole class, you know what I mean? So you want to make sure you're kind of understanding that too, but when things feel awkward or uncomfortable, you have to work on them more. That's just the name of the game, yeah? So don't be intimidated by having to grab on this hilt, and don't be intimidated by having to grab on the sharp side of the blade into all these weird spins. Be excited that you now get to learn that stuff, yeah? So remember, you have this recording for after, so if you didn't get it right now, it's totally fine. You're totally free to watch it and everything as many times as you want afterwards, yeah? Cool. So let's go ahead. We're going to put that left hand under, starting our tosses. Left hand under, right hand over. We're going to start with that straight push down. Push down. Good. Remember, we let that swing happen. Similar to drop spins, I am letting that hand stay in place, and then I'm just doing a slight rotation. There's no lift for my singles, remember. So everyone try that a couple times on your own, going push and grab. Push, grab. Yeah, a tiny bit higher, Maura. Grab. Yeah, a little too high, right in the middle of those. And grab. Yep, try again. Yeah, so remember what we all should be feeling is this swing. Swing, swing, swing around, grab. Remember, we don't have to have this right hand to do tosses. You know what I mean? We love to push, and I love to push too, but you technically don't need that hand to do your toss. It is just starting the energy that you need. So you have to make sure you're focusing on the swing of the left hand. Swing up, grab. That's the most important function that you want to be understanding. Yeah, here we go. Let's try it together. So we're going to be pushing on 8 and, releasing on 1, catching on 2, and 5, and 6, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2. Beautiful. Now we do it the other way. And 1, 2. Good, yes. Go ahead and try that a couple times on your own. You're trying to get into the hilt. Into the hilt. Good, good. Good, cool, okay. So let's go ahead and try that right side now. The same exact thing. We go push on 8 and, release on 1, catch on 2, and 5, and 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, grab. Good, last time. 5, and 6, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, grab. Good. Make sure we keep the hands down and out of the picture. After I push, I keep it alongside my body, and this other hand is just twisting upwards. So this is the picture as I'm in the air, not that. Yeah. So let's go ahead and try 4 back and forth. Every 4 counts. So we'll be going 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. Here we go. And 5, and 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. Awesome. Go ahead and go to some doubles now. So we're going to go ahead and set here. Same thing, dipping on 7. So we'll be going 5, 6, 7, 8. Same kind of push, 8 and to push. Remember, we release on that count 1, and then we're going, I'm going to go on the ground. I'm going and 1 and 2 and to grab that. Yeah, and I'm catching with that hilt, left hand over, right hand is under. Go ahead and try that a couple times on your own. Go ahead. A little too high, Adam. Good. So everyone go here again. And everyone on the screen, make sure that we're getting a steep dip. Yes, no matter what your technique is, you want to make sure that this is what you're always hitting as a picture. Make sure that elbow was up tabletop. Yeah, and remember we did this on rifle. Everyone put your elbow down here. Like this. And now go ahead and try to push. Did we see how like you have no energy to push the saber? And now put that arm tabletop. And now you can push from the shoulder. See how much more power you have going into your equipment now? Yeah. So this is what you want to hit every time you go to your dip. You don't want to be like this ever. You want to go here. So now you have so much energy pushing into that release. And then make sure too, last little big concept about like catches is that when I'm going into my catch, kind of like going into physics now, if I am catching really close to the rotation, then it's going to keep going. Do we all see that? There's a big chance of it keeping going. But if I spread out my hand and catch really far away from the center of balance, then I'm going to be able to stop my saber no matter what. Do we all see this? It's impossible for my saber to keep going because I'm able to stop it with my hands spread out. So that's your goal right now as you're tossing these, is you want to make sure you're attempting to spread those hands out as far away from this as you can. As far away from this as you can. And then the other tape is your limit. Don't go past that. Yeah? Go ahead and try it a couple times. Focusing on that hand spreading out. Good, Adam. Closer. Yeah, throw that hand out. Julia, too high, Mora. Good, Hannah Lee. Oh, Isabella. Okay, let's go ahead and try some all together. Here we go. Here we go. And starting here. Remember, we're dipping on 7, pushing 8 and, releasing 1, catching 2 and. and 5 and 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, and up and to end. Too high, Julia. Yeah, again, same thing. And 5 and 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, and up and to end. Good, yeah, better. Remember spreading out those hands. And again, same thing. Make sure we are breathing out. Breathe out. I challenge you right now to make noise as you breathe out to make sure you are doing it and holding yourself accountable. But if I choke up, my tosses look like this. Right? I look stressed under my release. I don't want to look stressed. I want to breathe out. Grab. I want the saber to be rotating and me to be controlling it, not the saber to be controlling me. Yeah? Here we go again. No joltiness, no breathing in, breathe out on your release. Here we go. So deep breath in, and 5 and 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, breathe out, and to end. Yes, good. A lot smoother of a release when we breathe out. And last time, here we go. And 5 and 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, and up and to end. Beautiful. Cool. Now try some blade doubles. So now we're here to set. Good. And now we're feeling a pull down with that saber hilt. Good. And now remember that pattern that we feel under our blade doubles is down, up, up, grab to go into that catch. And again, I'm going to do it off. Down, up, grab to do that catch. Yeah. So go ahead and try that a couple times on your own, going down, up, grab. Good, good. And grab. Good, Adam. Yeah, make sure we're squeezing that vertically as we go into that catch. That's good. Cool, yeah, you guys are awesome. Let's go and try it all together. Here we go. Here we go. And setting here. And 5 and 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, down, up, and to end. Good. Let's do 2 more. Here we go. And 5 and 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, and up and to end. And last time. Here we go. And 5 and 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, and up and to end. Beautiful. Cool. Okay, so go ahead and get some water, then come closer. So first of all, great job today. Yeah, we learned so many funky things, so many weird saber things. I hope it helps, and I hope it makes you guys better. Like I said, like my technique exercises focus on getting your hands as many like parts of the equipment as possible. Yeah, so that when you get it in choreography, you get it in a group or whatever you're doing to learn, you're not like tripped up by it. Does that make sense? Because that's the worst thing is kind of going to auditions or learning a video or something and you get to something that you just literally have no idea how to do. You know what I mean? And it's like your first time ever doing it. So if you can try to put as much variety into your body as possible early on, when you go back in like a year or two and you like go to auditions or something and you go into something that's like this, you're like, oh crap, I learned that in that class. You know what I mean? Whereas you would have to take 15 to 20 minutes out of that choreography or out of that audition, whatever, to now learn how to do these little things. Does that make sense? So that's why it's so important to make sure you're advancing yourselves like that and making sure that you're not just focusing on this part of the saber, the comfortable part, right? Because the comfortable part is easy. That's why it's comfortable. Make sure you're focusing on all the uncomfortable parts too. Yeah? So like I told you guys before, I'm gonna stay on for 5 to 10 minutes right now. If you wanna go to higher tosses like triples or quads or anything, we do have a class on Friday as well that's completely geared towards saber tosses. It's that second intermediate advanced saber class, and we'll be doing the other side of this thingy. Yeah, the other side of swing study. And then we'll also be going up to higher tosses. So we'll be doing triples, quads, and fives. We won't be working on singles and doubles in those classes. Does that make sense? Yeah, so feel free to come to those classes as well. I also have a flag class in about an hour now at 2 p.m. my time. And that's like 3, 4, or 5 p.m. your guys' time. But yeah, and we're gonna be working on performing through flag choreography. Very simple, easy piece. Just really focusing on getting that body up. More of like a feel-good piece and kind of getting that performance and emotion to come out and less about how fast can we spin. Does that make sense? Cool? Okay, awesome. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And then, yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. I'm going to stop the recording now.
Thank you for the lesson.